What's good, y'all? This your boy Derek Branch here, SportsView360.com, covering the New Orleans Saints. And today, I'm going to quickly go ahead and just break down today's matchup between the New Orleans Saints and the Jacksonville Jaguars. This was the first preseason game of the Saints playing in the Caesar Superdome again today, and the game came out to be a tie. You know, kind of saw it was a little bit more of the same of what we saw last week against the Los Angeles Chargers in regards to the entire team. One of the questions I had posted like yesterday on yesterday's video when they announced it that Tyler Shook was going to be the QB1, the starting QB for today's game, was whether he could go out there and take this job outright from Spencer Rattler. And based on what I've gathered, what I observed in this game, it was more of the same. You know, it was kind of the opposite. It was Spencer Rattler had the better game compared to Tyler Shuck. If we're being honest, you know what I'm saying. He had some Rattler Shuck did make some nice throws in this game, but it pretty much came down to execution for both teams, for both quarterbacks. Rattler had his issues in the red zone. You know, the team had you get down there, you got to score. You got to score points. There are multiple opportunities for the Saints to score points in this game to get back in this game and possibly win it. I like the result in the end. Said Hennigan was in the game for the Jaguars. Ball tipped up. Saints got an interception. Had opportunity to run it back for a touchdown that would have won them the game, but time ran out. Didn't make it, and the game was over in the tie. So it wasn't a win, but it wasn't a loss. It wasn't a tie. It was a tie. You're not allowed to go to overtime in preseason matchups. Look at the stats between Rattler and Shuck. Rattler was 18 to 24, 199 yards, one touchdown, one pick. That one pick came in the end zone. Saints were driving. They were in the red zone, going for a touchdown. He drew a pick. Tyler Shuck, no touchdowns. Sacked two times, 87.5 QBR, was 9 to 12. Completed 9 out of 12 passes, 66 yards. Didn't do a whole lot in this game. And I believe he played the first two quarters of the game. Spencer Rattler came in third and fourth quarter. So we'll see. Did Rattler do enough to win this job? Did he do enough to win to become Saints starting QB for the regular season opener against Arizona Cardinals? Or do we have to speculate even more and go into next week's game against former head coach Sean Payton, the Denver Broncos, which will also be a preseason game played at the Superdome? So, did he do enough in this game to take this job outright from Tyler Shuck? Because to me, you can't look good in practice or the scrimmage games and it don't translate over to live action against opponents. It's a two-way street. You gotta look good in practice, and you gotta look good in these games, in the games that you play. And we still don't know what these guys actually look like without having the full cast of weapons. You know what I'm saying? Without having, Alvin Kamara, Eric McCoy. Chris Olave had a first down, conversion in his hand. He dropped the pass. You know, then right now is a debate online discussing if you should pay Chris Olave or you pay Rashid Shaheed. Now, right now, just the way things are looking, Rashid Shaheed looks more of the wide receiver one candidate than Chris Olave. You know, is he because of the quarterback play that's looking like this? We don't know. We really don't know right now. You know, offensive line is still a work in progress. You know, hearing a lot of criticism of Cesar Ruiz, guy that has been in the league for a minute right now. You know, been in since 2020, and he's taking a lot of criticism for the way he has performed in the trenches. You know, but one thing for sure is that Mason Tipton has pretty much locked up a spot on his team. He's locked up a spot on his team. I think Dante Pettis is as well. Tipton had 6 catches, 100 yards. Had a 45. His longest was a 45-yard pass. He had 8 targets, 16.7 average. So he's safe on a 53-man roster. He's safe. Dante Pettis, 4 catches, 57 yards. Longest was a 20-yarder, 6 targets, 1 touchdown, 14.3 average. So he's safe. You know, I think Velus Jones is safe. You know, it's gonna be difficult for them to pull ways from him. Average 7.3 yards per carry. I think Kendra Miller is good. You know, if these guys could come through in actual games and live regular season games, and the offensive line gets their act together, we might have something. I'm not getting my hopes up, but you might have something. You know, this stuff has to translate over to actual game footage. You know, but I think me personally, I think Rattler did enough to become the Saints starting QB for Week 1 against the Cardinals. The coaching staff, Kellen Moore, they may view it differently. Maybe next week it could be the game that puts either QB over the top because the way it's looking is going down to the wire. You know what I'm saying? Between Shuck and Rattler. And some people may see it as don't really matter who gets the job because you might not have the playmakers to really enhance their traits. So I think Rattler did enough to become Saints QB, but they may see it a different way. And they should because they see they see these guys more than me. Way more than me, up close. So it might be next week till we actually find out who the Saints starter is. Kellen Moore said that they were close to naming the guy, but maybe did this performance set things back? We don't know. We'll see how it all play out, man. But today's game resulted in a tie. Jacksonville 17, Saints 17. So the Saints are still winners in the preseason. They have 1 loss and 1 tie. They'll be looking to get into the win column, close out the preseason on a positive note against the Denver Broncos. So let me know in the comment section below what y'all think. Do you think Spencer Rattler did enough to become Saints QB1, or do you think there's still time for Tyler Shuck to put things over the top and swing things into his favor? Have a blessed day. Peace. I'm out.